On social media, former U.S. postal carrier Marianne McDermott boasted about lavish trips to Hawaii, designer shopping sprees, and the piles of cash she pulled in. But tonight, federal prosecutors in Southern California say she funded that luxurious lifestyle by stealing checks and credit cards out of the mail that she was meant to deliver. McDermott, arrested in July after a complaint to the Postal Service hotline led them to a Home Depot, where prosecutors say surveillance footage appeared to catch the postal worker using a stolen card to buy this rug. Authorities executing a search warrant at her apartment late last year, finding stacks of cash, 113 credit and debit cards, 20 checks addressed to others, and a loaded ghost gun. Her seized luxury goods appraised at $21,000. According to a criminal complaint, McDermott told prosecutors how the scam worked, saying she would steal the debit or credit cards directly from the mail. At times, buying the real cardholders' social security numbers to activate the cards. Also, sometimes obtaining fake phone numbers through an app to conceal herself when making the activation call. Telling investigators, quote, "I tried to change the way I moved."
Well, not only did the search warrant yield incriminating evidence, the defendant apparently offered a confession to her crimes. This is essentially an airtight case for the government.
Facts.
No surprise that this defendant came in very quickly to plead guilty.
McDermott would then head to places like the Apple Store and use the stolen cards to make purchases. Prosecutors say she also worked with co-conspirators to cash checks in other people's names, using fake IDs or to sell the cards she didn't use herself, making about $500 each time. She even talked about targeting EDD cards, investigators saying those are prepaid debit cards used in California to distribute payments for those on unemployment, disability, and paid family leave. McDermott is behind bars.
Did you say California? Makes sense. It makes sense why this shit happens. Because you in Cali. Mail carrier. Who we talking about? We can't be talking about USP. We got to be talking about USPS. We can't be talking about FedEx and UPS, bro. This got to be like this got to be USPS, bro. Just say it. Why not say okay? Because you know they're gonna be under fire if they went and what mail carrier we talking about? Mail carrier we talking about thousands of dollars, like tens of thousands of dollars. This motherfucker was able to put fake names, fake ID. This is orchestrated crime. This requires at least 15, 20 years, G. Facts. At least. You don't get to steal people's identity and steal their money, their checks, their credit cards, and you got them all. As soon as they raid you got them all sitting on the table waiting. And then the evidence is in the stove. Let me keep playing the video, man. This is getting ridiculous.
Right after pleading guilty to bank fraud and agreeing to hand over more than $8,000 in cash, a Rolex watch,
that's it,
and designer items from fashion houses like Hermes and Balenciaga.
And with that, Yasmin joins us now in studio. So, Yasmin, how much time could this former postal carrier face? And then what was some of the other evidence they had in this case?
So, sentencing is coming in the fall. Up to 30 years in prison is what she is facing. But according to the complaint, they had mounted a camera inside her mail truck. And they saw her essentially sorting the mail, pouring out some of the mail onto a shelf inside the mail truck. This is all according to the complaint. And then putting some of the mail then into her mail bag. And they believe that is what, in fact, she was bringing home and then subsequently using. And that is part of the evidence that we're now seeing in the side complaint. And then looking, of course, to the sentencing in the fall.
All right, Yasmin, we thank you for that.
Thanks, Tom.
Damn, that's crazy. This bitch was a criminal. Like a real criminal, bro. Like, this is activity I would assume that a man would do. You get what I'm saying? This is orchestrated crime. Like, most likely she was entwined with somebody. Somebody probably gave her the thing like, hey, bro, this is all you got to do. You work at the USPS. Just fill for the card and the thing. It's going to be it's just going to be a white envelope. It ain't going to have too much information on it because they don't want you to know there's a card in there. You going to fill for it. You're going to come in and give me them numbers. We're going to take my phone. Well, actually, your phone. We're going to take your phone and activate it with your phone on record. Then we're going to make fake IDs. And we're going to use the credit cards and stuff that we just activated and snatch all the money, probably get all the money from the credit cards, hit the limit on that motherfucker. Then we're going to go and take all the checks you find, and then we're going to run those. I'm going to give you fake IDs, and we're going to cash them checks. Yo, this is fraud. What do you mean up to 30 years? It should be a minimum of 30, right? Because it's mail, so it's federal. So a federal plea of guilty, stealing credit cards, not just credit cards, cash, and then buying goods with it. This is orchestrated crime. And the thing is, everything was traced. So I don't understand one thing what criminals don't understand, I guess. Stop doing things that are traceable, because the credit card is traceable. The phone that you called the credit card company to activate the credit card is traceable. The ID you used might not be traceable, but all the surveillance is. You know what I'm saying? And then, so because the bank got to know they frauded too, because you're using a fake ID to get money. I don't know how you didn't raise no red flags though, which is the crazy part. It's just a sticky situation for y'all out here, man. So if you got checks coming through the mail, that's why I sometimes don't even like sending anything through the mail. I remember the IRS was sending letters in the mail and they got your last phone there. And I'm like, don't put my social on no damn random piece of paper and put it in the mail. Definitely when they know it came from y'all. They're going to definitely open this shit. Got my name splattered all on it, and date of birth and all that. That's ready for identity to be stolen, right? So it's like it's not safe anymore. And you're telling me people are activating cards that are not activated? You know what I'm saying? Taking checks that ain't they checks and then they cashing it. Yeah. It's wild. It's super wild, bro. That ain't, then you in debt, right? So they basically committing fraud, identity theft, shit, damn near, in order to cash the checks. You know what I'm saying? Up to 30, bro. No, minimum of 30. They be getting a slap on the wrist. This being Cali, I really understand it. So it's not too far-fetched, So y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole situation, about the mail carrier taking everybody's credit cards and checks. And then, may I add, at the end, they said we're going to plead guilty and we're going to return $7,000. $7,000 and some luxury items. Bro, look, you took over shit. A half M. Let's just predict. He probably took a half M just from scheming, buying all this extravagant items, running up them credit cards, trying to pull all the money out the credit cards, running to the store and pull all the money out the credit cards. Then we gonna take the checks and cash the $45,000+ checks consistently and keep all the money. Then when the feds try to raid us and take it back, we're gonna tell them we're gonna give you $8,000 of that 70. $80,000, $100,000 that we flashing, and then we'll give you all the electronics and shit. No. You're going to jail, sister girl, or you're gonna rot. You're gonna rot in jail. You're gonna tell me who was your, who helped you. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Fed's gonna do. I know that's what the Fed's gonna do. G, they got to. If not, then it just is an open shut case. But this is California we talking about, right? So there's a possibility he might just get away with 3 years probation. You know how they go out there, bro. Oh, he was a kid. He ain't mean to. You know what I mean? It was just 100,000 plus in cash and over hundreds of credit cards that was activated, cash taken out, identity stolen, all types of shit. But you know what? 3 years would do good. That's what I figured Newsom would say. 3 years probation. I think we can do that. It's a little much, but I think we can make it happen. That's what Newsom would say. Anyway, it's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about that in the comment section. That's just crazy. Former postal worker formal now. It wasn't a former postal carrier then, and I want to know what company it was with. Facts. I think it was USPS, but they don't want to say that because it'd be dangerous, right? It's your boy Angelo Savage. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Peace. Make sure you subscribe.